So Craig, welcome to Toronto.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on doing such a great job in the film.
Thank you very much.
This is the second time you're part of the Toronto International Film Festival, right? So how excited are you?
I'm so excited. I got to participate the first time 2 years ago with a film called Blackbird. But this time I'm getting a lot more of the TIFF experience with Wet Bum. Just getting to meet a lot of great people and promote this movie that is just a bigger part than I had in Blackbird.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. What can you tell us about your character, Lukas?
Well, Wet Bum is a coming-of-age story about a 14-year-old girl named Sam who has to learn about the darker aspects of life through a man who lives at the retirement home that she volunteers at and her swimming instructor. So I play Lukas, her swimming instructor, who starts a relationship off with Sam at the beginning of the movie that starts off innocently and nicely and slowly turns a little darker as the film progresses.
Yep. We saw that. We didn't see that coming, but that was good.
It's a bit of a twist.
Yeah. He's quite different from your character in Degrassi, right?
They both, yeah, in many ways, yes, yeah. But both, they're both Lukes as well, so
True.
They're similar in that way, I guess. They've both gotten themselves into pretty rough situations they shouldn't have been in, doing creepy things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they have their differences for sure.
So what made you sign on for this film?
Well, I read the script that Lindsay MacKay, a writer and director, wrote, and it was just so original and fresh, and it wasn't like cliched in any way, because a lot of these coming-of-age stories tend to read the same way, and you go, oh, okay, the girl has no confidence, and then all of a sudden beats everyone else down, and it's a happy ending. But this one, the characters were really three-dimensional. They all are dealing with their own issues and insecurities, which are vastly different. I mean, you have Ed, who's dealing with the loss of his wife and old age and what it means to be at that point in your life. Sam, who's growing up, dealing with the adolescent issues, and then Lukas, who might not be fully confident yet and doesn't know how to conduct himself the way he wants to.
So how do you think audiences will react to the film?
I think it's a little shocking, probably, because I know, people hear the name Wet Bum, a lot of people think, oh, it's a comedy, okay, yeah, funny, we'll see it, and I go, well, maybe not. So I think it's pretty surprising, and the movie's done in a unique way that's not just, like I was saying before, not just sticking to a genre and playing it safe. Like, it's really exploratory with these characters and explores some really deep themes. So I think people will be surprised in that way, that it goes a lot deeper and it gets darker than I think they might have thought.
Yeah, well, but it was really refreshing actually to see something that you're not really expecting, right?
Right, yeah.
Interesting, so that's good. Moving aside a bit from Wet Bum, I have to ask you, are you proud to be Canadian, and why?
Yes, I am so proud to be Canadian. We live in such a great country. I mean, everything about it, the people, diversity, it's my favorite place in the world to live. I mean, I can't list off all the things I love. It's
okay. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. You know, there are so many films out there and so many different characters. So, is there any character or role that you would have loved to have played? You know, just from the scenes that you've seen from the movie.
Yeah. So from something that already exists.
Out there, yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been watching a lot. There's two things. A lot of Mad Men I've been watching, and Boardwalk Empire. So on either of those shows, I would love, you could put me in the smallest parts, some 1920s gangster who just gets shot at the first scene. I would be happy forever.
Wow.
And Mad Men too, just those guys look slick, and it's a great show too. So
that's nice. You picked some pretty good shows, so I will give you that.
Great. I'm glad you approved.
And which actress would you actually love to work with?
There's a lot. My favorite actress, I mean, there's a lot that I really admire and like, but Elizabeth Taylor's work, you know, she's not around anymore, but if she was still here, that would be my top pick. I just Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is one of my favorite movies.
That's nice.
And she's incredible. With the contemporaries, I mean Jessica Chastain, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, I mean Meryl Streep. Well, yeah, you know.
True. Yeah, they're pretty good ones. So that's nice. And do you have a dream role?
I do.
Nice.
I love music. It was my first passion, really. I played guitar since I was 13 years old in bands. And Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones was one of my biggest influences in guitar. And I'd love to play him. I mean, I read his autobiography, and like the guy has lived the craziest life. He's the quintessential rock star. Like, if they could put that into a movie, I would be on board in a millisecond. He's just crazy.
I'm
It'd be too
keeping
fun.
my fingers crossed for you, so don't worry.
You gotta do the accent too, and that's another
That's
thing.
nice.
So,
And I guess my final question will be, what's next for you?
I have some TV coming up. I can't say what it is right now, unfortunately, but it will be exciting.
All right, we can't wait for that. So thank you so much for chatting
Great,
with us
thank you
today,
very
and
much.
wishing you much success for this film.
Thank you so much.